Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to The Product Designer. It's Jimmy, and today I'm going to be going over Google's product line, specifically talking about their design language. This video was recommended to me by Elise Adams from commenting on my last video about beats. If you guys haven't seen that yet, definitely check that out. So let's just jump right into it, guys. Now, Google has done a ton of different things, having their hands on pretty much every single thing when it comes to tech, but they're best known for being that major search engine that we all use. I've been hearing a lot of people say Google is the modern day god now, because before people, whenever they needed answers to something, they would always pray to God, and hopefully God would give them the answers. But nowadays, people, whenever they need anything answered, they just go ahead and Google it. So that's pretty funny. But anyways, guys, Google, for the past couple years now, they've been kind of dabbling with hardware because, they're known for their search engines and their software and all of that good stuff. But lately, for the past couple of years, they've been really hitting it hard with hardware and just creating and manufacturing and branding their own products. And so it's very interesting to me as a designer to see a major company, one of the biggest companies in the world, what they can do with hardware and just the decisions that they're making. And so let's just take a look at their design language for pretty much one of their very first product lines, their family line of products. As a designer and just trying to develop a really strong brand, it's super important nowadays to really come up with some very strong, identifiable brand language, some brand features, some visual cues that really, when somebody takes a look at your product line, they know, that's exactly from this company, that's exactly from that company. And so if we just take a look at their products, the first thing that I notice is that they're really sticking with this very minimal design language. And this has been a very trendy thing for the past couple of years now. Of course, Apple being one of the leaders in minimal design, just really pushing that idea. And not only is it trendy though, but it really allows manufacturers to kind of easily produce these parts because there's less parts because it's minimal. And so this also makes it easy to create these parts, manufacture them, and also it's much lower cost than trying to develop something that's very intricate, has a lot of parts to it. So just taking a look what Google has been doing is what immediately strikes me after taking a look at their product line is the utilization of this color blocking. Now this color blocking is kind of described, or what it means is that they split up their product into two main parts, two main cosmetic parts. One side tends to be a little bit more flashy, so what it does is they'll play around a little bit more with color, with material, and with finish, while the other side tends to be like the main body, the business end, holding all the different ports, and usually it's a little more subtle with some muted colors and it's a little bit dull looking. The utilization of this color blocking, having one be a little more flashy, one being a little bit more dull, I think is a really nice thing to have, having this nice contrast. It just is a little more pleasing to the eye. And that's really what Google has been really embracing all across their family line of products. So now when you're really seeing something like this, you can immediately tell that's a Google product just by looking at it. And that's something that's very important when you're trying to develop a really strong, identifiable, distinguished brand identity. As far as the form goes, the forms that they're generally using for their products, they're really sticking with very simple geometric shapes. I see a lot of round cube-like shapes and just a variation of cylinder type shapes. You guys can see that with their Google Home products, how it tapers inwards, but overall it's generally a cylindrical shape, and you guys can see that too with some of these other products that they produce. I really like how they treat their I/O ports. This is one of my favorite parts about their products. It just looks very clean and very nice looking. I can look at that thing all day, man. Looking at those ports and just that power cable that's coming out of that Google Home Max, it just really tells me that Google is taking design very seriously, because it's so easy to overlook something as little as a power cable and the ports. But if you can see that they're really adding some design touches to these aspects of the product, you can tell that this company is really thinking about the very little things, the ports, the packaging, and all that good stuff. This is something that Apple has really talked about in the past, where they used to finish the insides of their products, and the reason is because they think that people can really tell that something has been really thought about, thought through, and being taken care of by just feeling it and just looking at it. We can really sense that. And so that's what I think. If a company is really figuring out and designing these little aspects of the ports and the power cables and stuff like that, they're really trying to do something that's next level. So one major theme that I see with Google products is this 4-dot indicator light here, and it kind of just tells the user some status about where their product is at. Sometimes they align them either in a straight line or in this type of square orientation with the Google Home. Personally, I think that they should just maybe kind of just stick to one orientation. There's no reason to be using two different ones. And every time I look at that Google Home Mini, I always think of the JBL Clip speakers or Bluetooth speakers. So that's a little bit funny, it's a little more round than that, but I just think it's a little bit funny, a little bit of a design copy right there. As far as branding goes, I really like how they're only using that G now on some of their products. Just having things be more simple, it allows people to just look at that at first glance and immediately understand it. That's the same thing that I said for the B and Beats products. Instead of just spelling out Google, everybody knows what Google is. So just having that G is definitely good enough. As far as material goes, what materials that Google are using with their products, they're really utilizing plasticky materials, some fabrics on certain areas for the speaker part. And as of now, I think that's not bad. Plastic, you can really make it look super nice nowadays. But I think that eventually later down the line, they're probably going to want to use a little more premium materials, something like metals or glass or even ceramic nowadays. I see a lot of companies, phone companies specifically, use that, and it just looks super nice. Personally, I think ceramic actually looks nicer than glass. They did use aluminum or some type of metal for their laptop, their Pixel Book there, and it does look very nice. It does look very sexy. I still think that people haven't really accomplished it, pulled it off using plastic for laptops and stuff like that. It just totally makes them look super cheap. So I'm glad that they used aluminum for their Pixel Book. For their first product line though, plastic isn't bad at all. Really just trying to get people used to Google hardware, Google products, and later down the line they could make them more premium, more expensive, and nicer feeling, just like other companies like Apple out there, how they're always using really, really nice materials. And I mean, that's about it. That's really all I have to say about Google's design language. Again, it's very modern, so there's not really too much to talk about. They've really used some aspects such as that color block that I've mentioned before to really stand out from all of the other companies that are embracing this minimal feeling. Personally, I think that a little more can be done with the design, but for now, it's a really great job what Google has been doing for how little in the hardware game that they've been. So great job to Google. Personally, I feel just looking at their overall design language, it's still a little dull to me. Nothing really sticks out to where I'm just like, wow, that's beautiful, that's amazing. But, that's really fine as of now. Perhaps giving their products a little more premium feeling, like I said, will really amp things up a little bit more. All right, guys, if you like this video and you learned a thing or two, definitely hit that thumbs up button. Also, leave a comment down below below if there's any other company, any other brand language you'd like me to cover for the next video. And also hit that subscribe button so that my videos come right to you guys if you guys haven't done that yet. Also, please share these videos with anybody, any other designers that you guys think would benefit from these videos and enjoy the content. And I think that's about it, guys. This is Jimmy, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.